Morning, everyone. Good morning, Darcy.
Good morning, Jeffrey.
I'm not sure if we have sound because I don't know how to check myself. Ooh, I guess that kind of sounded bad. I do know how to examine myself, but I don't know how to check my sound quality on the stream. So, if any of our wonderful listeners, good morning, Patricia. I assume you can hear, right? We're gonna go with a yes until I hear otherwise. Until I hear that somebody can't hear. That would be awesome. Um, so as you can tell, I think Darcy still is taking this, giving me the silent treatment, a little too far. I think she looks like she's gonna try to do it again this episode. So we'll see how well she does.
Maybe I'll talk.
So we'll see. She said she might talk. That's my really bad impersonation of her. I don't think I could do her voice. I'm not sure. Let's see. I gotta think of. I'll see if I can think of how it would go. I could maybe. I'd have to practice. I'd have to practice. I guess that's part of the impersonation. You gotta practice a little bit, and then you'd be a little better. What's going on with my web page? Is being silly. Okay. What happens if I click over here? Sorry. Uh, I I really do miss Darcy not being here. If you tuned in on Wednesday, she sounded pretty rough. She was traveling for work last week, and then got sick, and so she tried to. She did not tried. She did do our show on Wednesday, but I'll share a little bit of insider knowledge. She was resting during our break, so when we took our break, she would go lay down, and then she'd get up and come back. And so I don't think she made it to work this week. She's been pretty sick, so hopefully she's doing better. And if she's listening, we miss you here on the channel, which is just me, because it's just me and her that do this. So hopefully she'll be back soon, but rested. She doesn't need to hurry back. I can fumble through this, muck around. It's not as good. It's definitely not as good, but and my part is a lot more. It's really interesting. You don't realize how much another person does until you don't have them doing it anymore. So thanks Patricia for sound checking me. See, I even got to outsource her work, so I can't even handle it all. the life, the life of a streamer. Oh well. So we're gonna spend a few minutes. We're gonna talk about our website. We haven't really talked about it much, and we've been updating it. And I just wanted to show some of the new features, or show some of the old features that others may not have known about. For instance, this is stupid because it said we have a timer on here and it counts down until the show starts, and I always forget to set it. So most of the time it says like 0 or something, but the other day I decided to put a message for when it finished timer, and it says it's a wrap. So when I was starting up and I came in here and we were a few minutes late, it looks like you almost missed the show, or it looks like you missed today's show. So I'm gonna have to fix that. That was kind of not good. But then you can see upcoming shows, dates, times, titles if we ever put them in. And we went and put out a bunch of events. Some will get canceled because I think there's some conflicts here, maybe right here in August or something, or late July for the Saturday show, I think. But we'll have to see. But we're really trying not to cancel. So then if I'm not able to attend, hopefully Darcy, I know she's super timid about carrying the show, but would do a show by herself, or get a special guest. We're always open for anybody that would like to come on and talk. You don't even have to talk that much. I do a pretty good job of talking. So, well, not good job, but I can talk a lot. And so, yeah, if anybody ever wants to be on the show, and even if we're both hosting, we can have extra people on. We don't mind. It makes it more fun. And I couldn't find. Oh man, we had somebody sent me something, and I didn't find it before we started. I gotta find it. We had our first article submission, and I really do appreciate that. And so thanks a lot. I'm very happy about that, and we'll show it here. I'll go find it during one of the breaks. I thought he sent it through text, but he might not have. So, upcoming shows. What do we got? I have more events, so we gotta go back. We got a lot. Everything through July looks planned. So every Wednesday and Saturday. I forget how many episodes we're getting up to. Let's see, this is 19. So we've passed 35. We're probably over 40 total episodes that we have published. And I think we're coming up on our year anniversary here soon too. So maybe we'll have to have a special show for that. And so you have a calendar up here, and sometimes a countdown. Sorry for the fast scroll. And then I don't know, I call these the featured videos. I thought enterprise blockchains was kind of interesting, and we did all right on it. And so, and then the is it alive or AI alive. I like that one, and I like the drawing. It's one of my more favorite drawings. And I do like AI, and you'll notice today we're insanely. Oh, I gotta close that. We're insanely heavy on our AI topics. Well, it's basically animal and AI. Well, if insects count as animals, but it's computers and nature. So these are our featured ones, and then down here, if you come down, you can go to our Facebook page, our Instagram page, our Twitch page, our Twitter page, and our YouTube page. I need to put YouTube in front because the first four we don't maintain. So, and then if you want to email us or send us any messages or anything, we have email, normal email, and now soon we'll have live chat going, which it goes, but it won't. I haven't figured out how to get it to work on Android yet. And so it sent me a link for an iPhone thing, and I have Android. So, yeah, you can live chat if you want to do it through the website. You can do it, and we have our hours set basically Saturday only, but you can message us anytime, and we may respond quick. But Saturday we'll be monitoring it a lot closer, so then we can interact with you. And if anybody has anything that they would like on the show or any topics they'd like to discuss, we may be able to even squeeze it in on that same show, or we'll put it on for the next show. And we'll try to have it on within the same or the next show. There's no reason we can't. We don't plan our shows more than a week in advance because I don't. One, I don't get around to it. That's a lot of it. And then two, we don't. You miss out on newer current articles. And one of the things that I've kind of liked when I've heard from our viewers that we know in real life, that they hear some of the articles or topics before the mainstream news picks it up, and then like a week or two later, mainstream news picks it up and talks about it because they got to plan their shows, so they're a little more slow on it, and we can kind of get things out there quicker. So then, if you tune into us, you might know it, and you can talk about it, or when you hear things the second time or explained by different people in different ways, it helps reinforce it or make it make more sense, or those types of things. So we have chat. I'm going to minimize that. We have email. And then up here, we have Tech Talk and Crypto Corner. This one is this live stream. So if I clicked on this right now, it would actually, I don't know what it would do, but it would probably bring me back to my broadcast screen. But for anybody else, if you come to pretendingprogram.tech/tech talk slash tech dash talk. That's silly. We gotta fix that. Oh, it's because it's got space. So if I remove the space, we'll fix it. It'll be tech talk soon. And this should take you straight to the live stream or play it right in the browser. I'm not sure. I'm gonna try clicking it. Oh, that might cause feedback. I probably won't do that. Or you can go to YouTube through this button. And I don't know if you hear the train. I apologize, but oh well. So then also, oh, do I gotta subscribe to ourselves? Huh, that's interesting. Subscribed. Cool, we got another subscriber. Nope, it didn't help. But you can see our last 12 videos, or I'll call it 11, because the bottom one is I think I put them as our first video of each one. Oh, you gotta subscribe to each one. Yeah, that's weird. But you can subscribe, you can go right to YouTube here. And if up on the top one, which is the next, should be the next one or the one we just had, depending on when it gets updated. If it's a future one, you can click the little notification bell right here. And you'll get notified when it goes live. I think I got an email today. But yeah, so here's this for Tech Talk, and then Crypto Corner also has the top video is the current. Oh yeah, see, I think I already subscribed. But if you click on it, this is the upcoming one. Let's see. Yeah, see. And then I got live in 3 days. It tells you when it's going to start, and you can turn your notifications on, which is just an email. It's whatever you signed up through YouTube. So there's that. And then another contact page, which is just our regular video, and then getting in touch. And if you go to the, go to YouTube, let's go to our channel. If you go to YouTube, you may see the same view, I think. But we have playlists set up for Tech Talk and Crypto Corner. So every episode automatically falls in these playlists, and then you can start them and they can automatically play. So for those that didn't know much about YouTube, just a little bit of information. And then we have our liked videos. So if you go here, you can go to, let's see if we can get a list. Nope. Oh, I just can't read. View full playlist. So we're going to start liking more videos, the videos we like and watch. We're going to start doing them. So Joe Scott, Anton, very, very interesting YouTube channels. So topics we've covered before. This was the Tonga blast, and this is Voyager 2 discovers the wall of fire at the solar system's edge. So if you didn't know about that, watch the video. Anton would love for you to watch his videos and subscribe. So, and he puts out a lot of content. I'm not sure on Joe Scott. Joe Scott's great too. I don't know. I imagine he's current. Everybody's pretty much doing the same things. So that is our liked videos and some playlists and other stuff. So, all right, I'm gonna close that tab. I think that's it. So if you have any questions or thoughts or comments or improvements, critiques, criticisms, whatever, please send us nicely worded emails. You don't have to death threat us into changing things. We probably will change it if it makes sense. So, or correct it if we do something wrong. So, say so a lot. I'll fix that. Do we want to start with, we're going to start with nature, I guess. Make it sound so happy. 4th of July sale. I gotta scroll down here. Oh no, this led into something else. So we gotta put this at the end. And then we got, oh yeah, here we go. Millions of palm-sized flying spiders could invade the East Coast, scientists say. Those aren't very nice scientists saying that. The large spider uses web parachutes to fly as far as 100 miles at a time. Oh my gosh. That's crazy. And that's a scary looking spider. I do not want this thing flying around above me. The Joro spiders are harmless to people. Okay, then they're okay. They're still creepy. But as an invasive species, their impact on local ecology still needs to be studied. Well, harmless to people doesn't mean that they're harmless to nature around them. So new research suggests the palm-sized, mind you, palm-sized Joro spider, which swarmed North Georgia by the millions last September, has special resilience to the cold. This has led scientists to suggest the 3-inch bright yellow striped spiders whose hatchlings disperse by fashioning web parachutes to fly as far as 100 miles could soon dominate the eastern seaboard. They're going to be flying up and down the coast. People should try to learn to live with them. Like, do you just gotta like set up a little house for them and, you know, kind of, do they pay rent? What do you think, Darcy? Yeah, I gotta fix that background. I gotta figure out how to green screen it or transparent it. I got it at least black, so, but then it doesn't, I guess it doesn't look as good on the white background. Let's see if we can fix that live. Give me a sec. So what do you, any comments, thoughts on living with these big beasts? Looks a little scary. I don't like him. But I mean, I actually like spiders. I do want to make it clear spiders aren't that scary. I know Darcy doesn't like spiders. Darcy and Rick don't at all. And so, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. What is everybody's thoughts on that? Let's see. Gotta fill with white. Fill. Let's see. There we go. Save. All right, Darcy. Now you just got like black spots in your hair. Oh, whoa. I don't know what I minimize some stuff. Not good. Gotta monitor the stream. So, yeah, you don't like spiders, but would you kill it or would you set up a nice little house? Let Ron live with it? You know, maybe Ron and Spider. What's the name for our spider now? Sam. So, would Sam and Ron kind of just hang out and like play chase and stuff? Or do you think Ron would be scared of Sam? That'd be interesting. I don't know. We'll just have to see. Since the spider hitchhiked its way to the northeast of Atlanta, Georgia, inside of a shipping container in 2014, its numbers and range have expanded steadily across Georgia. That's interesting. So they're only going to be invasive until they're just part of the species or the ecology. Because I don't think we'll ever shut down shipping. And I don't think we'll ever shut down transferring any kind of things that are small and can hide between countries and continents. And so, sorry, I had to cough. And so, then everything's just going to live everywhere eventually. So, I mean, so, wow, really got to fix that. We're going to have to live with having to deal with the intrusiveness of anything that gets moved around. Common to China, Taiwan, Japan, Korea, the Joro spiders, a group of spiders known as orb weavers. Because of their highly symmetrical circular webs, the spider gets its name from Joro Gumoo, a Japanese spirit. That, or yokai, that is said to disguise itself as a beautiful woman to prey upon gullible men. Yeah, that's funny. I don't even think they gotta disguise themselves. Like, women can prey on men pretty easily. Most of us are gullible when it comes to women. Um, so true to its mythical reputation, the Joro spider is stunning to look at with its large, round, jet black body cut across bright yellow stripes and flecked on its underside with intense red markings. But despite its threatening appearance and its fearsome standing in folklore, the Joro spider's bite is rarely strong enough to break through the skin, and its venom poses no threats to humans, cats, dogs, unless they are allergic. That's perhaps good news, as the spiders are destined to spread far and wide across the continental US. The scientists came to this conclusion after comparing Joro spider to a close cousin, the golden silk spider, which migrated from the tropical climates 160 years ago to establish an eight-legged foothold in southern United States. Cool. Well, welcome to North America. Hopefully, you're going to be a good citizen and your community that you build will be helpful and kind of respectful. So, welcome. I don't know if we covered this, but bees shriek when attacked by giant cousins of murder hornets. Giant hornets band together in groups to overwhelm honeybee hives. When giant cousins of infamous murder hornets attack the hives of Asian honeybees, the bees produce a loud and frantic buzzing that resembles panic calls made by some types of birds and mammals as if a predator's near. Giant hornets are a sister species to so-called murder hornets. Okay, we should know about murder hornets from the news the last few years. Now we got to learn about giant hornets that are the sister species to the murder hornets. So they must just be big, but don't go around murdering people. So the giant hornets would be like the mob boss's goons, and the murder hornets are like the assassins. And they're also one of the deadliest predators of Asian honeybees. They attack hives in groups until they overwhelm the colony and kill or drive off the adults and then serve the bee brood as tender meals to their own youngsters. If these giant and aggressive hornets come calling, the bees don't keep quiet about it. Their buzzy shrieks in response to the appearance of a giant hornet are louder and more intense than alarm calls about other hornets. So they scream louder as they get bigger. Oh no, here's the giants. These even produce a special type of scream. Huh. Oh, I don't know if I can hear the sound. Oh, we gotta watch a commercial for 30 seconds. I'll let that play on mute. Huh. That's interesting. Any thoughts on our murder hornets? Nope. Or giant hornets now? Alright, so we got it.
LG fridges. Bedroom craft
Oh, it
ice.
paused
Save an extra
because I went
10%
below.
when
Great. Thanks, Best Buy. Oops. No, play.
When giant cousins of murder hornets attack Asian honeybees, the bees raise an alarm similar to the panic calls of birds and mammals. Giant hornets are a sister species to so-called. They found that when a giant hornet shows up, the bees made a lot more noise.
Yeah, I don't call it scream, but they definitely are buzzing in a frantic manner. And the size scale difference of this giant thing compared to this little thing, it just looks like tiny. And so I would be scared too. I don't know what I would do if I was a little honeybee. I would do my best to defend, but I don't know. You'd have to definitely, I would say they need to attack in a team, come in like a flight squadron and all sting at once. Oh, you don't like anything that can sting or bite? Oh, that's no good. What about Ron? He bites. Not really. All right. We have a lawsuit launched over U.S. failure to protect shortfin Mako sharks under the Endangered Species Act. So the U.S. is putting zero effort into protecting Mako sharks. And if memory serves me right, Mako sharks are pretty dangerous. Those guys are fast and ferocious. Not like a great white, but fast and bitey is maybe worse. Let's see. The law requires fishery services to determine if endangered species protection is warranted for the shortfin Mako shark within 12 months of receiving a listing petition in which it has made a positive 90-day finding. What? The shortfin Mako shark is the world's fastest swimming shark. Yep. But it can't outrace the threat of extinction. Wow, that was a good line. The government must follow the science. I'm tired of that. And provide the much needed federal protections as quick as possible. Yeah, okay. Oh, they don't have protections. And they failed to protect the Mako shark despite international scientific consensus that conservation was urgently needed. Action was urgently needed. Even as the rest of the world scrambles to save these sharks from extinction, they have no protections. Well, because there's probably some surfers or somebody like sitting on the U.S. Endangered Species Board, and they're like, nah, we're going to let them thin out a little more. That's horrible. Yeah. We should protect them if they're endangered. If they're just, if everybody agrees that they're going to die off, yeah, it says it would take 50 years for the population to even recover at this point. So, no, we need to help them. Yeah, I would imagine they're an integral part of everything. That is how the ocean ecosystem probably has worked for a very long time, with them involved eating stuff and biting things and swimming fast and playing their little shark games. What do we got? 32, we'll do one more article. Oh, yay! We get a victory! Helping protect some animals. New Mexico County votes to stop fund. Oh, wait. Never mind. Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah. Sorry. I was like, wait, no, that's like victory for who? Picked the wrong article. New Mexico County votes to stop funding federal wildlife killing, targeting mountain lions, wolves, coyotes, and bears. It's an interesting thing. How do everybody wants to build or live wherever, right? And nobody wants to get ate by any of those things, or shark for that matter. And yet then we wonder why they attack us, or they're right up in our space, our space, their space, we're in their space. You get, what do we do? Do you just have like 10 of them roaming around the wild and that's what we call it until we take the last set of woods? I'm not like super pro wildlife concept. I'm not like against it either. But I do feel that it's a tough thing to figure out how you protect animals and quote unquote keep their natural environment, but then keep expanding and building. And it's an interesting thing because we want yards and space, and then we clear the trees and we plant the grass, and then where do the little guys go? and then we put them in their pocket, and then when they wander out of it, we kill them. They're really not. I don't know. It reminds me of some other things that we've done to people, and so it's it's hard because there's more people that want to expand and live, so you're always fighting against the larger group. But then most of that group also agrees that we don't want to take out the animals or nature or whatever part of it you're talking about. And so I don't know. It's just tricky. So I keep saying so. Gotta stop that. I gotta really focus on that. And then that leads to the need. And that just leads to the need to talk, and then that's why it takes them a million years to get things passed. And by then, I don't know. Interesting, but they've decided to stop setting traps for these animals in New Mexico County, in a New Mexico County, because they probably already killed them down low enough that it really does. Now they're like, all right, we're good. So we've stopped funding, which is nice, because even wolves, which are out of the three, I'm a little more scared of the wolves than the other ones. I mean, if encounter-wise, I don't know, probably the cat, but wolves would be scary too. The bear I'd probably be the least scared of, even though he's like the scariest. But I don't know what I'd do. But I would think that he'd probably end up like the Revenant guy, all messed up. So I don't know. I think encountering any of them would be bad, but then just don't go in the woods. And if you do go in the woods, expect to encounter one of those animals. So good for the people that got some animal protection. All right, we're gonna take a break, 5-minute break, and then we're gonna get into some fun AI articles. This one's Minority Report. We'll probably start with, I haven't seen my buddy Craig on chat today, so I don't know if I want to preview his article or show it off, but I'll find it maybe. And yeah. Oh, I know where he's. And I bet that now I know where it went. Yeah, it's right here. Let's see. Dude, yep. Oh yeah. Yeah. I remember that one. He found a really good one. So we'll talk about that one. We'll be back in 5 minutes or so. Let me get to our homepage and not put it on That's a Wrap. Or no, nothing. Just a black screen. Oh, there it goes. All right. And let's turn on our music. I messed that all up earlier. How do I get back to? I gotta go down here. Fix our music. Back to the main live stream. There. See you in 5. I was just looking over and saw. Oh, is my mouth even moving? I don't know. I might have to recalibrate. Hold on. Let's recalibrate, and then I'll tell my funny story. So I was looking over at Darcy, and then I saw she's got the white background now on the black screen. So that's where the green screen backing helps. Doesn't look like the mouth's moving very well. It's not doing good today. What's wrong? My microphone's too close and I didn't see it. Oh, I bet. I need to shave. That's funny. It's not tracking my lips very well. Yep, that's exactly what it is. Huh. Oh well. Probably not happening today. Maybe tomorrow. Okay, we are back. Time to talk about some AI. A breakthrough algorithm developed in the US can predict crimes a week ahead. Is a Minority Report like future already here? Well, if that's true from the title, then the answer is yes. We have a computer predicting crimes before they happen. Social scientists at the University of Chicago have developed an algorithm that can forecast crime in urban areas up to a week in advance. Sorry, it's just funny. They're like, yeah, I think there's going to be crime here in this crime-ridden area next week. And so if the statistic, I wonder how that, it's still pretty interesting, but it's just kind of funny. It would be more impressive if it was just random places, but I know probably what they're doing. So over the past few years, there's been a steep rise in the use of algorithms around us, from predicting weather to driving cars to making shopping recommendations and finding cures for diseases. Algorithms are at work everywhere. It would hardly be a surprise if they were not used to fighting crimes. Okay. Prior to the Olympics, Tokyo police were looking to implement artificial intelligence AI-based technology to predict crimes before they took place. I want to fix my guy again. I adjusted my seat. Calibrating. So, if it sounds like we're living in a Minority Report like future already, the fact is that we already are and have been for almost a decade now. Yep, I would say that. And if you don't know what Minority Report is, it's a Tom Cruise movie. Pretty good. It's interesting. It's just interesting story. Chicago's crime and victimization risk model. All right, how do they do it? The model used factors like age and arrest history to prepare a list of potential attackers and their victims, and even assigned a score to listed individuals to help law enforcement agencies confer urgency to tracking the predicted perpetrator as well as their victim. Oh my gosh, this is where it gets in. This is so tricky because so they're tracking people before you do the crime. And I totally altruistic. I think that's like you're trying to do something for good purposes. I wish we could stop that and pause this. It's very distracting. We should not have. Oh, okay, I gotta see not how to autoplay things. Maybe you can't turn it off. But so you know you have the privacy violation side, but you also have the safety side, and that's where it's interesting because a lot of people would like to just live their life and feel safe. And I would say almost all people probably want to live it to their definition of privacy, whichever whatever it may be. And so and then you wouldn't have both, you can't have both being the top thing. So do you want to focus more on safety or do you want to focus more on privacy? And this is what's really interesting because you can't have, it's not like tracking data and your phone data and things like that. This is different because you can't have people opt out. It wouldn't work then if anybody says, no, I don't want to participate in this. And you'd be like, cool, then we won't track you and you're not going to get the extra safety protections, you know, if this really works like this, because there's, you know, tons of other issues with like the tracking and just following and before you actually do something and, you know, where it's really hard for people that have committed crimes or have a record to get jobs or to be allowed to do things, stuff like that. And, you know, I was just watching a video yesterday where we had protesters protesting somewhere, I forget where. I'm pretty sure it was in the United States, like 99% sure. And they were protesting, well, we have protests all the time in the United States, not like, we just have them. So, but they were blocking a highway and a guy he was on parole and he had to get to work. And with parole, you can't be late for any reason. You can't make any mistakes for any reason. It doesn't even matter. And he's just trying to get to work like he does every day. And there's people blocking the road for their cause, and which gets attention, and that's part of it because they want, you know, everybody's like, well, you could protest here in this park or out front or somewhere. Well, it doesn't get quite the attention. It doesn't mean that you should just go doing things like blocking a highway, but it's where it's kind of that, where do you get to do it and still have an effect? But it's complicated. It's more complicated than just straightforward. But they were blocking the road and this guy couldn't get to work. So he was looking at going back to jail for parole violation of like 40 years in prison. So he must have done something pretty bad, but he's trying to turn his life around, right? Let's just assume that he's trying to turn his life completely around and he's completely good. Well, he ended up getting arrested anyways because he grabbed a protester and drugged them, not in a super violent, bad way. Just, you know, like they're sitting on the ground. He put two arms underneath their arms and drug them away. And you can't do that. I mean, you can't touch other people and drag them around. That's what the police had to get there for. But by the time the police would have got there, he wouldn't have been able. But he got arrested for probably simple battery or whatever. And now he's going to jail. And it was all because people were trying to protest. And he did plead his case. This is before he drugged them. Before he drugged them, he pled his case and asked for one lane so that he could get through. And I don't know how far back he was in the line. And the line of cars. They're blocking a lot of cars. And so it just, like, for him, the reason I brought this up is because, like, let's assume this guy's trying to do the best he can. And the computer algorithms, they can be wrong. They can have bugs. It doesn't mean we shouldn't use them. But now you have resources and police following this guy around. It would have been helpful maybe in that situation. Because then they could have been like, all right, we got your back. We'll move these protesters and you can get to work. I doubt that would have happened. But so is it okay that they're following him around and waiting for him to commit a crime, even though he's trying to do, you know, something good? I'm sure there's factors that go into they're not wasting their time on people that aren't going to be potential attackers. But where do you draw the line? Because as it gets more popular and it's more successful, it's going to be implemented in more places. It's going to be tweaked and refined. And at some point, it's going to go off the rails. It's not going to, it's just like, you know, our justice system in general is really, really, you know, had really good intentions, but then, you know, it could be abused or manipulated for each person's own personal interest sometimes and not for what it was really intended for. So this is a little scary, but at the same time, it's good. I don't know. It's good and bad. We have to, and you can't just say, well, we can use it and just be careful about it. It's such a fine line. People abuse it. And then does that mean not to have it? No, that doesn't mean that either, because then what could come of this? You know, you could come with new technology. It's even better that we haven't even thought of. So, interesting. They do describe how it works. The algorithm divides the city into 1,000 square feet tiles and uses historical data on violent and property crimes to predict future events. Yep. Researchers told Bloomberg that their model is different from others, such that algorithmic predictions since the other look at crimes as emerging from hotspots and spreading to other areas. However, such approaches, the researchers argue, miss the complex social environment of cities and are also biased by the surveillance used by the state for law enforcement. Instead, the algorithm uses analysis to analysis. The algorithm used analysis previous crime analyzes previous crime reports, taking into account many other factors. They're just saying we take more parameters in, and then forecasted crime likelihood in Chicago with 90% accuracy. It's pretty good. The model was also used to predict crimes in 8 different cities in the U.S., which included big names like LA, Atlanta, Philadelphia, and worked well in those scenarios as well. The algorithm and science details were published in the journal. Really cool. I mean, it's really cool tech. Part of that don't trust the government scares me. And, you know, it's if it's super transparent, see, that's the thing. If they open sourced it and revealed exactly how everything worked, and then I would applaud if they. That's tricky too, because you're putting people's personal information. You'd be what is that? I forget what it is. It's where you doxing them. You'd be doxing them for sure, and especially if they're the story I told earlier, then that guy would have even more troubles. But I was gonna say, if you published like, hey, potential attackers' crimes, so then everybody just knew what was going on, that would, I would hope, would decrease the likelihood of crimes. But then, you know, you would get a reputation. But I don't know, it's so tricky because you're getting the reputation because, in theory, of data that says you have a tendency to do these things. I don't know. Any thoughts? I think we only have one viewer today because I see Patricia is the only one talking, and my other page still isn't working right. It still says go live. See if I can refresh this. Sometimes it screws stuff up. Yeah, I don't know. Don't know. Next, we have let's see if I can go back. Let's see if I can fix this. So this one's live. Get shareable link. I come into this. Oh, there we go. Now I figured it out. I just had to go back. Sometimes I feel really unsmart. So we do have a couple viewers. Just I bet I know who the other one is. And she can't talk. OpenAI's new model is a YouTube addict. Learns Minecraft via 70,000 hours of videos. OpenAI's Dall-E apparently watched 70,000 hours. So Dall-E not only is doing art now, but also watching Minecraft videos. That's the best. Then you get credit. Come watch our channel, AI. We love you. Lambda, Dall-E, come on. We would Totally. We would even let you probably be a modder. Oh, that might be scary. It might kick the humans out of our chat now. That'd be awesome. So, OpenAI neural network can now craft a diamond pickaxe off its own back. The detailed blog post on the OpenAI site explains how it managed to teach the network to play Minecraft, and it's some fascinating stuff. Not least how those 70,000 hours of Minecraft gameplay footage it paid $160,000 to a team of contractors to create and tag up to 2,000 hours of footage with labels so AI could understand what it was looking at and how that related to its actions in the game. The method is called video pre-training, and it claims its model can learn to craft diamond tools, which says takes a proficient human around 20 minutes. Additionally, the model performs other complex skills humans often do in the game, such as swimming, hunting animals for food, eating that food. It also learned the skill of pillar jumping, a common behavior in Minecraft of elevating yourself by repeatedly jumping and placing a block underneath yourself. It's also worth noting that this uses the standard interface of mouse and keyboard, not just some unique AI-focused build of the game. If it was just watching the videos without context, it would be extremely challenging to train a neural network, which is why it retrained a pool of contractors, why it retained a pool of contractors to create a smaller data set where they recorded both their video and actions they took, key presses, and mouse movements. This is then used to tag those 2,000 hours of footage and then train something called an inverse dynamics model with that data set so it can go off and tag larger 70,000 hour data set accurately. So they need to tag, okay, what the process is, you have to go and tell the AI network the neural network, what things are. And typically, in this case, they did a smaller subset, so they had they paid people to play the game and then say what they were doing during the game. So they'd go into the video and they'd put these tags at different timestamps to say what was going on. And the neural network would watch the videos and it would see, okay, you're pushing this key to do this and whatever. And then in the game, if you want to go from here to here, if you want to do these actions, it's this combination of stuff. So they probably tag that too. Then they take that 2,000 hours of footage that they've gotten all tagged up and send it to the neural network, or send it to another program that takes that and tags up other videos, but on a much larger scale. So now it can do 70,000 hours of videos. So you have humans doing 2,000, and then they take that and feed it into a computer system, and it tags out another 70,000 hours. Then you take that 70,000 hour data set and you feed that into the actual neural network that is trying to learn whatever you're trying to teach it, and it reads, processes the 70,000 hours of video, and then when it gets something that is outside of the data set now, like just something totally new, it goes and looks back. Hold on. Got a tickle in my throat real quick. It goes back, and now when it gets a new video, it can go back and use its memory and its experience and what it's learned to make a determination of the current one. That's how, if you see some of your photo stuff now, it can identify people or things or items or whatever, and it puts a box around it and says, "This is this person," and then because it can figure out what's in the image and then see what's in the other thing. So that's what it does, and it learned how to play Minecraft. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Like a jewel. Skills or jobs that will not be replaced by future automation, artificial intelligence in the future. So after we've talked, after we've talked about how AI is getting smarter and smarter, now we're going to help out those that are scared of AI taking their jobs. They're coming to take our jobs. What's that South Park thing? Increased adoption, blah, blah, blah. We just want to get right to close. Lots of ads on this. Here are some skills and professions that can't easily be replaced by automation. Jobs involving high levels of human interactions, strategic interpretation, critical decision making, niche skills, or subject matter expertise won't be replaced by automation anytime soon. For instance, lawyers, leadership, yeah, it's all management, it's funny. Lawyers, leadership roles, medical professional, healthcare practitioners, IT, and HR professionals. We can automate almost every part of the contract workflow process, but we'll still continue to rely on human intervention to put arguments, establish social relations in the negotiation phase, and find nuances in the data rather than relying on data and algorithms outright. While Alexa or Siri are great at following your every direction, they can't really understand how you're feeling. So, human resources, customer relationship management, CRM, interacting with clients. Yeah, I'm sure that some clients would not like interacting with an AI. That would be probably a huge turnoff. Hiring managers looking for the perfect candidate. For example, over the last few years, automation has helped HR be better at their jobs. So, yeah, that makes sense. Critical strategic thinking. Automation can remove or simplify processes of implementing tasks. Can remove or simplify the process of implementing tasks, but it can't remove the overarching strategy that makes each task relevant. Cool. Creativity. This one could be argued with Dall-E. Most intelligent computers are robots. Can't paint like Picasso and create music like Mozart. Nobody can explain why some humans are more creative than others. So it's safe to say it's near impossible for computers to replicate the spark of creativity that has led to the world's most amazing feats. Automation is programmed and cannot replicate creativity, which is spontaneous and requires imagination, dreaming, collective inspiration. So Dall-E, yeah, because you got to type into it, so it's not just coming up with it itself. So the creative person would be how to creatively link the words together to make some really cool pictures. Harvard developed AI identifies the shortest path to human happiness. All right, now we're really talking. So we just protected our jobs, and now we're going to tell you how to use AI to figure out your happiness. Let's see if I can find where's a good spot to start. Researchers created a digital model of psychology aimed to improve mental health. The system offers superior personalization and identifies the shortest path towards a cluster of mental stability for any individual. And, oh, whoa. I didn't see this picture before. The first model is an ensemble of deep neural networks that predict respondents' chronological age and psychological well-being in 10 years using information from a psychological survey. This model depicts the trajectories of the human mind as it ages. It also determines the capacity to form meaningful connections as well as mental autonomy and environmental mastery develops with age. It also suggests that emphasis on personal progress is constantly declining. Emphasis on personal progress. So you're not trying to improve yourself as you get older. That's what that says. But the sense of having a purpose in life only fades after 40 to 50 years. These results add up to the growing body of knowledge on social emotional selectivity and hedonic adaptation in the context of adult personality development. So, how do we develop as an adult? Really, that's quite fascinating. Man, there's just so many fun computer projects. Like out of the every single one I've just talked about would be so awesome to work on. So awesome. Um, let's see the article. Yeah, the second model is a self-organizing map that was created to serve as the foundation for working. Yeah, blah blah blah. AI guidance towards mental resilience. There's a lot of experts that were working on this. This study offers an interesting perspective on psychological age, future well-being, and risk of depression, and demonstrates a novel application of machine learning approaches to the issues of psychological health. It also broadens how we view aging transitions through life stages. The author plans to continue. Yeah, this is awesome. That would be really cool. Let's see if we can do it. I mean, we don't have time today, but it'd be interesting. Is it open to everybody? Yeah, it looks like it is. Yeah, click it. What do you think? You think it's clickbait? I don't know. What is it? I don't know. I'm scared. I don't want to click on clickbait. See, we got this one. This one definitely is the article we're talking about. But this one I'm a little scared on because whenever you see these little ad choices, that's usually not. I don't think this is the one. I'm thinking we're going to have to go here. Yeah, we're going to skip through this real quick. Let's see. Oh, that's only 2 minutes. Oh, but they're talking. Yeah, cool pictures. Your brain. Oh, did you see what your brain is? It's just all these numbers. This is what your brain is, by the way. And then, yep, you got a number in it. And then you're like, good. And then you test these vectors. And then you got a heat map. It's cool. You're like, where do you stand? I stand over here. And then they're over there. That's a horrible representation for me. I did horrible on that. But that'd be cool if you could take it. But these are all ads. Ads all over this page. So if you come to this page later on, careful what you click. All right, we're just gonna finish our last 4 articles and be done. Cannibal wasp babies eat their siblings because nature is brutal. Wow, that was a harsh transition. We went to figure out human happiness with AI. Wonderful. Euphoric. Great. Utopia life. What? Now we go to cannibal wasp babies eat their siblings. Woo! I'm glad my sister was nice to me because she would have ate me for sure. She would have taken me out. She would have laughed about it. It's funny if she ever hears this. She'll be like, no, I wouldn't have. Or she might be like, yeah, yep, I would have taken you out. You know, survival of the fittest. You know, my son used to have siblings, but now he's an only child. Actually, sorry, that's a horrible thing to say. So, never mind that because it's not true as far as he didn't do anything and nobody passed away. So, but this is interesting in nature because in nature, a lot of things, this happens this way. So we talked about the spider, the male spider, where he jumps away, he springs away after mating with the female spider because she would eat him. And this is just another example of it's rough. And in birds do that too, where if one starts falling behind or the parents decide they can't take care of them all, they'll just stop feeding one. And there's lots of videos on that. And it's really sad. And that happens all the time. Or they'll throw them out of the nest too. Sometimes they'll just kick them straight up out of the nest and just knock them out. That's it. Have fun. I wonder how many of those survive. That'd be interesting to know. Like if you just land on a lower nest like the previous nest from the previous year and then you're like, all right, I'll just live here. And then there's like the other kicked out birds and they all come in, hang out in the nest. So be interesting. Scientists recently reported that sibling cannibalism is surprisingly common in larvae of the species, and a type of solidarity wasp that doesn't live in communally in hives. Wow, lots of big words. Rather than individual females create nurseries in natural occurring plant cavities, laying about a dozen eggs in the bodies of the paralyzed insects. A dozen eggs in the bodies of paralyzed insects that the larvae can consume upon hatching. After laying their eggs, the wasp mothers then stuff more insect prey inside the nursery and seal the entrance with a bit of moss. After the babies hatch and gnaw through the insect corpses, an even more gruesome event unfolds. Some of the larvae begin devouring their siblings. So you just gotta be fast. You gotta eat fast. A little scary. Remarkable intelligence. Octopus and human brain share the same jumping genes. Well, one may ask themselves, what are jumping genes? An exceptional organism with an extremely complex brain and cognitive abilities makes the octopus a very unique among invertebrates. So much that it resembles vertebrates more than invertebrates in several aspects. The neuro and cognitive complexity of these animals could originate from the molecular analogy with the human brain, as discovered by a research paper recently. Research shows that the same jumping genes are active in both human brain and the brain of two species of octopus. The discovery could help us understand the secret of intelligence of these remarkable organisms. Sequencing the human genome revealed as early as 2001 that over 45% of it is composed of sequences called transponsons, the jumping genes that through molecular copy and paste or cut and paste mechanisms can move from one point to another of an individual's genome, shuffling or duplicating. In most cases, these mobile events remain silent, have no visual effects, and have lost their ability to move. Some are inactive because they have over generations accumulated mutations, others are intact, but blocked by cellular defense mechanisms. From an evolutionary point of view, these fragments of broken copies of transponsons can still be useful as raw matter that evolution can sculpt. So I think to break that down is jumping genes can copy paste other genes and change the way we are. According to it's basically, I would think it's what helps us evolve. That's kind of, I think, what they're saying. Among these mobile elements, the most relevant are those belonging to the so-called long interspread nuclear elements family found in 100 copies in the human genome and still potentially active. It has been traditionally through that line's activity was just a vestige of the past, a remnant of an evolutionary process that involved these mobile elements. But in recent years, new evidence emerged showing that their activity is finely regulated in the brain. That there are many scientists who believe line transponsons are associated with cognitive abilities such as learning and memory. They are particularly active in the hippocampus and the most important structure of our brain for neural control of learning processes. So make sure your hippocampus is going well. So the octopus also shares a lot of jumping genes, most of which are inactive, focusing on those transponsons so capable of copy paste. The researchers identify an element of the line family and parts of the brain critical for cognitive abilities of these animals. So octopus also have the ability to assemble thoughts, be creative, come up with things. I'm exaggerating probably a little bit, but that's it. Cool. Don't kill Octopus. Let us go on and talk about it more. Just how unique its brain is. What do we got? Animal news. Did they kill my article? Maybe. Or this was just the last one that got switched. Oh, I had an ant one. Where'd my ant one go? Spider, bees. I guess we're done. I had an ant one, a different ant one. That's why I brought that one up. Let's talk about. I didn't see if Craig's on or not. Craig, are you here? Well, I'll give you a shout out. I'll cover your next time I see your name in chat. We'll cover your little article. But I guess that's it. I don't have anything else. You got anything, Darcy? Wow, you really gave me the silent treatment this whole time. It wasn't very nice. My impression didn't take off. I didn't hear people comment on it. They didn't think it was good. So hopefully you'll be back soon. If not, we'll have more silent Darcy. Maybe we'll do a new picture. Yeah, try to draw a new picture for her. We can animate her. Ooh, we can get Dall-E to animate her. That would be sweet. But Dall-E, I think costs money or isn't available to everybody. But what do we got? So Wednesday we have our chain link overview. So if you want to learn more about blockchain oracles, tune in on Wednesday. And then next Saturday, which would be great to bring in Craig's article. Hopefully we can talk about space and the James Webb because Darcy will be back and all healthy. So hoping things go well, and we will just see you next week. And talk to you later. You got any ending jokes, Darcy? No. Okay, that was my final impression, hopefully. So I guess we'll just see everybody next week. Bye.